Hey y'all, welcome on in. My name is Alex with the Creative Llama. If you see the red live box above my head, that means I'm live, but if you don't see it, you are just catching the replay. Let me find my live real quick and get this shared over into my broadcast channel, and then we will get started with our brand new interchangeable. I have been dying to create this interchangeable for probably a couple months, and finally we're gonna do it today, okay? Now, I did share a little sneak peek in my VIP group a couple months back, and y'all wanted it, so I'm finally doing it. So when y'all pop on, say hey. Our keyword today is window. When you comment that keyword, you'll get the supply list. And the cutouts that I'm using today are 25% off until midnight, okay? Let me scoot my camera back because you're awfully close to me, and we need all the room we can get. So bear with me. Hi, Holly. Hi, Natalie. So bear with me. Let me check the video. I thought I was supposed to go live at 12:45 today. And I got a text message saying, nope, you're going live at 9:45. So I apologize for those of you who I told yesterday that I was going to be live at 12:45. So y'all ready to get started? Oh, I am all sorts of crooked. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to... My thing is all messed up on my stand, and so I don't have my little window thing, my little viewer thing to fix it. So just bear with me. I'll fix the angle here in just a second. Hi, Kathy. Hello. All right, so I went ahead and started pre-painting our pieces because we do have quite a bit of painting to do today. And so this is going to make like a little window. Interchangeable window unit. So just bear with me. I'll show you all of the process here in just a second. But I did go ahead and start painting our window since we're painting it in white. White tends to need a couple of coats. So we'll put it together and then we'll start painting our insert for this. So this is a brand new interchangeable. Like I said, I've been dying to make this. I think it's so fun. Y'all love the interchangeables. I love the interchangeables. We've been having a blast with these. All right, so that's painted. And I'm going to pull out my window and we're going to paint this again. Good morning, Debbie. Thank you, Sharon. Hi, Tracy. Thank you. So when y'all pop on, say hey. Our keyword today is window. When you comment that keyword, you'll get the supply list for everything and all of that good stuff. We do have quite a bit of painting, but I wanted to, like I said, I went ahead and pre-painted this piece. So that way we weren't sitting on here forever and a day watching me paint a window, you know? Hi, Darlene, good morning. And if you are new to me, hello, my name is Alex. I am the Creative Llama. A little bit about me is I'm in Texas. I live in Texas. I've lived here my whole life. And I used to be a teacher. I really like to do like wood cutout crafting, and I use Chocator transfers. So that's kind of what I'm all about if you're new to me. So I like to do like little craft kits for y'all. So if you like the wood cutouts and you want craft kits, I'm your girl. So, oh, you're good, Miss Sharon. Thanks for popping on. All right, so this looks a little funky, right? You're probably like, why didn't you paint the whole thing? Because this is going to lay on top. Let me show you. It's going to lay on top, so we only really need to paint the little inside of this piece, okay? Now, you could get real fun with this. You could do a funky color window. You could do a two-tone window, whatever you want. I saw a really pretty light blue window. So you can paint this however you want, whatever matches your decor. Now I do have another base for this. So if the window's not your style, I do have like a breadboard, cutting board type base for you that is also 25% off. So hello, good morning, everybody. How is everybody doing? How's your Thursday? I'm so off on my day since getting back from vacation. I kept thinking yesterday was Thursday. It's just taken me a couple of days to kind of get my bearings. So, all right. And I think we're going to be good once we get the second coat on. And then I think we're done with the white. So there's a lot of pieces to the window. I'm going to show you how to glue it all together. It's very, very easy. But when you get this, it can, I'm sure it can look a little intimidating with all of the pieces, but I promise you it's very simple. So let me wipe this up. We'll get everything nice and dry and we'll start gluing. Hi, Brenda. How are you? All right. So that looks good. Let's pull these out. Let's dry them. We're going to distress the edges just a smidge. And then, thanks, Rachel. And then we will glue it together. Now I'm going to do like a summertime insert for this, but I have several inserts available on my site already. I have a Halloween one that I cut this morning. I just didn't get a chance to take a picture of it and post it to my site. So I will add that after my live. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Dawn. So hit the heart button for me. Comment the word window. And you will get the supply list. Great, just trying to, girl, I understand. I get you. It is hot here in Texas. All right. That looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distress with my Distress Oxide. I'm going to use the color Black Soot. This step is obviously optional. You don't have to do this. You could just sand it if you wanted. But I really like the look of this with the Black Soot. And I'm putting way too much on. That's okay. I have a day off. Ooh, how fun, Robbie. Well, enjoy it, my friend. You got any fun plans today? All right, let me move some of this. Now, you could distress in brown if you wanted. I like the black. Obviously, that's optional. You don't even have to do this part. But I do think it adds a little bit of oomph or extraness when you distress. Just my personal opinion. And if you think the black is too harsh, do brown. It's whatever you want to do. All right, so we got that piece distressed. I'm going to put that to the side, and then we're going to distress this part right here. And I'm not even going back in on my ink pad. I'm just using what's left on my finger dauber to distress this. I would like 2 notebooks. Dolores, send me a message, because your comment will get lost in here. You can just send me a message, and I can help you through there. When I'm live, it's really difficult for me to remember what everybody wants. So just send me a message and I'm more than happy to help you there. All right, a little bit here. Okay. These are gonna go on the front of the window. Ooh, this looks good. All right. So first, let's start gluing our windows. So you have a piece that's labeled back, and then you have a piece that's labeled A. Your A is going to go on top of your back piece. And I'm going to use my Stick Fast glue to glue this down. You can use whatever glue you want. I do recommend a thin glue. I wouldn't recommend using hot glue with this. So I know it's going to be hot today. Missy, we are making a window interchangeable. So we're working on the base right now, and then I'm going to show y'all one of the inserts I have. We'll probably only have time to do one insert. Oh, how fun, Linda. That's okay. So here's the base. Now here's the front plate, the thing that's going to hold our insert, okay? So I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to let it set up. And then we are going to start gluing this. So then you have the base that says glue to A. Remember, this is A right here. So we're going to save this. We're going to glue this towards the end. But I'm going to glue all of these pieces together. And this is going to create the slot, or the space for a slot, for our insert to sit in, okay? Bear with me, y'all. I promise it's going to come together. You're probably looking at me like, girl, I don't know what the heck you're doing. Good morning. Yes. I hope y'all are doing fabulous. All right, so we're going to glue this together. We're going to let it set up, and then we're going to glue all of these layers together. See this done. Gotta go. Grandkids are here. Have fun. Okay, it's Janice. Have fun. Oh, I'm sorry, Dolores. Dang, doctor's appointments getting in the way. All right, a little bit of stick fast glue. And we're going to do the next layer. And you just want to make sure that these are as leveled and lined up as possible. Okay, because if it's a little uneven at the bottom, your little window unit might sit a little funky. Okay. All right, y'all, if you are new here, let us know, or let us know where you're watching from, and we'll do a little Happy Meal giveaway for those of you that comment and tell us where you are watching from. I'll pick some people to win some Happy Meal. But you've got to comment. You've got to chat with me. So, glue this together. So put in the comments where you're watching from. I'm in Texas. I'm in San Antonio. So we're going to glue these and line these up like so. Okay, we're going to let that set up. Arizona, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Illinois, Missouri, Baltimore. I'm in Texas, Sharon. I am in South Texas, California, Texas, Virginia, Mississippi. Hi, Deborah. Kentucky, California. Good morning, Angie. Let's do, hi, Michelle. I think you popped on earlier. Michelle Harrison, winner number 1. And she's from San Antonio, like me. Michelle Harrison and Carolyn Allen. You two lovely ladies are the first set of winners. So you two lovely ladies will send the page a message saying, hey, I won. I will get you a form after my live to fill out. 115. Hi, Peggy Huff. Hello, Denise. Now, this is the only bad part about the stick fast is if it kind of seeps out the sides, it sticks to your fingers. I don't like it. All right. That is not lined up, but we'll make it work. Okay. All right. Then we're going to take our little scalloped edges and we're going to glue these like so. Okay. So what I'm actually going to do, I think, is I'm going to turn this upside down. That's not where I want that glue. Hold on. Let's put the glue on the long rectangle. And y'all, I had an energy drink right before I went live. That probably wasn't the smartest choice because now I'm all shaky. Good morning, Victoria. I'm getting ready for, how fun. Where are you going, Pat? You don't have to tell us. I realize that's on the internet, so you don't have to share. Then they use, oh, thank you so much, Robbie. Yeah. I can't stand I can't stand the stick fast glue on my fingers. But I did buy like stick fast glue remover. So maybe I'll try that after my live. Okay. So these are going to be glued onto the back like so, because this is going to sit on top of here. Okay. There's a method to my madness. I promise. So then you're going to glue the other scalloped edge like so. And I'm just going to glue these towards the bottom and hold it down. Thank you so much for sprinkling, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate y'all commenting, hitting the heart button. Even if you just found me or you like my crafting, but you never purchased or anything, whatever it is, hitting the heart button, commenting, sprinkling, all those things does help out everybody. You know, so you don't have to make a purchase to support somebody, which I love. You can just hit the heart button and all that good stuff. Amazon, I haven't used it yet, Missy, so I don't know how good it is. I'm going to try it after my live. Okay, so now we're going to glue. So this is going to be the front plate. This is going to be glued onto here. So this is going to create the space for your interchangeable to sit in. Actually, we're going to glue this. This will glue the little slot for your interchangeable to sit in. Then there's going to be a piece that slides into here. Okay. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to glue this on top. Now, if you want to paint this piece, you can go right ahead. There's really no need to, as long as you have an insert in it. You're not going to see that, but if it makes you feel better to glue it or to paint it, then paint it. Okay, so we're just going to line this up. Hi, Kimmy. All right, hold that down, making sure it's flat, because this is going to be part of how it stands up, right? And I just lifted it, my bad. So hold it down. And we're almost done with the window part, and then we're going to do a summer insert. Okay. So same thing up here, a little bit of glue. And you just want to make sure it's straight, obviously, because if it's not, you're going to be able to tell. Thank you for sprinkling, Dolores. That looks good, I think. Ah! My glue dried on me. Let's try that again. I shouldn't have put the line of glue and then glued the bottom part. I feel shaky. Yeah. I love sparkling water. Sometimes I've been really, since getting back from vacation, I really struggled with like waking up and getting going. You know what I mean? I think I just got into such a mode, like sleeping in and being lazy and not having to do anything. So that's been helping. Good morning, Anita. How are you? Hi, Sammy Brown. All right. There is that piece. We're going to lay that over there, and then we're going to start gluing this together. Okay. So we're going to glue this. It says glue to A, and here's A. So we're going to glue that down, and I'm just going to put glue on the back. Like I said, I'm using stick fast glue. You could use wood glue, crazy glue, whatever glue floats your boat, whatever makes you happy. But I'm going to make sure this is nice and level. Okay, and then after this, we're going to get to the fun part, is the insert. That looks good. Then we're going to glue this big old stack down, like so. Oop. And then line that up. Hi, Cruz. How are you? Okay, so it's starting to come together. All right, that looks good. Oh, no, it did not. But you just want to make sure that these pieces are lined up as evenly as possible so it lays flat, or it stands flat. Okay, then we're going to glue this on. So I'm going to put glue right here on the top and right here. Yeah, I struggle when I get back from vacation, like getting back into my routine. But it's coming together. I know, Michelle, it's coming together. Some of y'all who were here at the beginning are probably like, girl, what are you making? But it's coming. Okay? So, let me hold this down 1 second. I'll turn it around so y'all can see. So it does stand completely on its own. It is nice and thick. There are multiple layers to this, and it will stand completely on its own. So you don't need like any sort of kickstand, easel, whatever it may be. It will stand completely on its own. Okay. So there is our window. Okay. That's the first part. I'm going to put this over here. I'm trying to lay it flat. There we go. Now here comes the fun part. We are going to do a watermelon insert. So this one says Sweet Summer, and then it has the different watermelon pieces. I have a 4th of July one, which I know that's kind of cutting it close. There's a bee one. There's a Home Sweet Home. There is all sorts of ones. So I'm going to drop And I have a Halloween one that I'm going to post after my live. I didn't get a chance to post it, but let me post the link for you. So there's a farmhouse one, a home sweet home. There's an Easter one. There's a couple Easter ones, a rise and grind. But I have a ton more that I want to add. So I just ran out of time to add them. But there's the link if you want to go check out all the different inserts I have. So we're going to start painting this, and we're going to go with our watermelon color that we've done right here, that we did, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. So I got my little cheat sheet over here. I know, I love the window. I got my cheat sheet over here. What I am going to do is I'm going to take out some tape, and all of my little pieces I am going to put on a piece of tape, because if you're new here, I tend to lose pieces because for whatever reason, I'm just a mess. I make mistakes all the time when I'm crafting, y'all. All the dang time. So these are all going to be black, so I will paint those all black. I'm trying to keep my pieces somewhat together. Okay. And then these won't all be black, but okay. So let's take this off. Okay. So this is the backer piece. So let me show you. When it sits in the window, it's going to sit hold on. There we go. It's going to sit like that. Okay. Then we have this little piece that's going to slide. My little shaky hands are going to slide in like that. Okay. So that's kind of what it's going to be. Like so. So you can kind of get an idea of how it's going to look. So we do need to paint the bottom part of this. I'm going to paint it in aloe. So the colors I'm going to use are aloe, vintage pink, burlap, maybe some light buttermilk, and maybe in black. So that is what we are going with. No mistakes in art. I tell my kids, I love that, Carolyn. That is true. Carolyn, are you an art teacher by chance? Or were you an art teacher? All right. Now, you could totally go brighter with this if you don't like the more muted tones. I just love how this turned out when we did it. And so that's kind of what I was going with. But you could do like a brighter green, like a pink or a red for the watermelon. That's kind of what I'm going for. Okay, so that's the color aloe. We'll put this to the side over here. And then I'm going to paint the rind in aloe. When I sweep my craft room, I find, oh yeah, all the time. All the time. When I'm picking up, I'm like, oh, that's where that went. Even like transfers, like that just fell off my desk. But what I really need to do is get in here and reorganize. I have a ton of transfers just sitting in these drawers. I have a big tool chest over here that holds all my transfers that I really need to just figure out what to do with them or sell them. Okay, so there's the rind. I'm going to put that over here. Then I'm going to paint. These are going to go on the little popsicle. So I'm going to paint these in the green. We might change that. But I really like this more muted tone watermelon color scheme. I think it's fun. All right, then I lied. We got, let me see. This one needs to be green too. I am looking at a picture to kind of help me figure out what everything needs to be painted or what pieces need to be painted. You know what I mean? All right. That looks good. I'm going to set that to the side. I'm going to wipe down my glass mat. It is, forgive me, it's Deco Art. Deco Art Americana. All right. Wipe that up. And then we're going to do the pink. Okay. Now, when you get cutouts, at least from me, I use MDF. Okay. So a lot of times with the cutouts, you'll see that it looks burned. You see like around the hearts, it looks burned. It's not. If you watched me before, I've explained this before. But what I do is I take a wet wipe. You could even take a wet paper towel. And I'm just going to wipe up the glue that's sitting on top. It's not burned. It's just glue. And we just need to wipe it off. See? Glue. And you want to wipe it off because the glue can yellow or like discolor your paint, and you don't want that. You don't want that to happen. So if you are buying cutouts from other people and you're noticing that, try using a wipe. I do, Miss Chris. I posted this one in the VIP group a couple months ago. Just gaining interest to see if y'all would be interested, and it was an overwhelming yes. But I never did it because I got distracted by other cute interchangeables. And so we're finally doing it. Okay. All right, so that's the vintage pink. We're going to paint all of these pieces in this color. And that one is also by Deco Art Americana. I've been loving painting with acrylic paint. Sometimes I'll paint with my chalk paste. So if you don't have this color and you just want to paint with your chalk paste, you could use Ballet Pink. That would be a good alternative. Okay. And then we're going to paint this one. And then we're going to dry these and see if these need another coat. Yeah, it was a while back. Or you might have missed the post. One of the two, you know. Facebook doesn't show everything for some reason. I love interchangeables. Have you considered one for Halloween? Maybe a witch. Are you talking about for this interchangeable, Cheryl? Or are you just talking about like the base of an interchangeable being a witch? Hi, Autumn. Ooh, y'all, I love this. I love this color scheme for watermelon. It's so fun. Hi, Lorna. Hi, Patty. Y'all are just popping on. Say hey. We are crafting up a new interchangeable. All right, so this is where I'm a little stuck. Should we paint the background of this in the pink or the green? I'm thinking, hear me out. I'm thinking the pink. We paint this in pink. No. Maybe we paint this in green and do the words in like a light buttermilk. It's vintage pink. Vintage pink, and it doesn't need another coat. Vintage pink. And I'm going to paint the little base of the popsicle stick in burlap. Okay. Now, I ordered my Deco Art paints directly from the website, but I'm pretty sure they have these colors at Hobby Lobby, maybe Michael's. You think I should paint it green? Anybody else? We might need to like put it together, the first part together. Oh, hell. Sorry. Heck. I could not get that on there. All right, let me grab, that's trash. Let me grab just a small little brush. Paint it green. Hi, Melinda. Green in the words in light beige. Okay. Now, I was going to add a pattern to the background, which might change Walmart. Okay, I didn't know Walmart sold Deco Art. There you go. Okay, so there's a light beige. It's very, very light. Not light beige, but burlap. Hi, Marlene. That's burlap, y'all. All right. And we are going to distress everything, but I'm just trying to paint first. All right, then we're gonna do this piece in, I think we're gonna do the flower and this piece in the light buttermilk. I'm doing. What's wrong? Y'all, I have an Australian Shepherd and he's afraid to come into my craft room. There's just too many big things in here for him. It's just so scary. There's just too many big things for him that he's just so scared of everything. I'm not even lying. All right, I'm gonna take our light buttermilk. This will probably need 2 coats. I'm gonna paint this piece and the flower. Like so. And let's dry. Green with the color you stated, light buttermilk. Okay. Now, I was going, let me talk to y'all. I was going to add a little bit of a pattern to the back. So I was thinking of doing that. So I was thinking of doing that in painting this green, the background of it green, right? Add this in vanilla, and then paint the words in pink. What do we think about that? Yay or nay? All right. We're gonna do another coat of this. This is pretty. So you could do this in white. I wanted to keep everything more muted. But white, like I said, if you choose a different color scheme, you go right ahead. I'm just kind of here to inspire you. All right, so then I'm gonna move this over. And I honestly prefer, I know I'm kind of all over the place with what I'm talking about. I honestly prefer painting my pieces with a makeup sponge rather than the foam brushes. That's just a personal preference of mine, but I'm out of makeup sponges, so I need to order some. So that's why I'm using the brushes. Let me grab my black acrylic paint, and then we will paint these little pieces here. Hi, Tammy. Okay, we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this turns out, y'all. Fingers crossed. And I'm just gonna use a little mini foam brush for this. And then what we'll do is after we get everything painted, we will distress everything and then we'll glue it together. So I'm just going in with black acrylic paint. The hearts are the little seeds on the watermelon. And then we got a little ant. Thank you. Hi, Lori. How are you? All right. And usually black just needs one good coat. All right. That looks good. I'm going to save that in case, you know, something comes up where I need to paint something. But I'm going to move this over here. And then we're going to paint this guy. But before I do that, let me pick up my black. If y'all were here the other night, I left a big old glob of paint on my glass mat. And I put my cutout face down. Well, the cutout landed in the paint, getting all over the sunflowers we did that are behind me on that top shelf. I was able to fix it because I used chalk paste to do it. But if I had used acrylic paint, it would be no good. So I need to make sure that I'm wiping up my table in between because I tend to kind of not pay attention at sometimes and just throw things down without a thought. So trying to be better about that. Oh, you're welcome, Lynn. I'm sorry. I thought I was going live at 12:45. I got my time mixed up. I had gotten a text message this morning. Like I get a text 2 hours before I'm supposed to go live in Craft Around the Clock to remind me. And I'm like, oh, and I didn't have anything cut. Luckily I had spent some time last night, like prepping my listings on my website, but I didn't have anything cut this morning. So I got up, I got my butt out of bed and I started cutting. So I apologize for telling y'all the wrong time. All right, so we're gonna go back in with this aloe color. This is really pretty light green. And we are just going to cover this. This might need a second coat since it is such a larger piece, and I've kind of thinned it out a little bit. So let's dry it. Do you have a link for the little mini sponge brush? It's in my Amazon storefront, Dawn. I'm guessing you're talking about this. So if you comment the word window, okay, when you comment that word, you'll get the supply list for everything. But at the bottom, there are a couple of links. There's a link to my cutout of the week, which is this guy, okay? Then there's also a link to my Amazon storefront. And those little foam brushes are in there, I think under paint brushes or something like that. Yeah, this green is really pretty. I'm going to do one more coat. Since we have the green out, it's not going to hurt it. Well, maybe I shouldn't have done that because now I need more. But we're going to do one more coat and then we will chalk on top of this. And y'all, we're almost done. We're about done with all the painting. All we have left is the wording. And then comes the fun part, is the distressing and putting it together. So, you're welcome. And if you can't find it, Dawn, send me a message. I think the original link I had in there, they were all sold out. And I added a new one. But if you can't find them, I'm happy to send you a link to them. It's very, very simple for me to do that. All right, that looks good. And yes, y'all, I throw away my foam brushes because I don't clean my brushes. That's why I typically use makeup sponges, because I'm terrible about cleaning my brushes. So, but I'm out of my makeup sponges. Go figure. All right. We're going to pull out a little bit of tape. We're going to paint our last thing. And then, y'all, it's going to be time to put this sucker together. So it's going to say Sweet Summer. And we're going to paint this in the vintage pink. This pink color right here. So if you're liking this project, do me a huge favor, hit the heart button for me and sprinkle the video. That helps me out tremendously. The more that you comment and interact, the more that helps me. But I know I'm like live during the day, so I know a lot of people are watching while they're at work, so I understand if you can't comment. So I get it. All right, we're gonna dry that. We're gonna do one more coat. Amazon. No, wash them. I know I should. I know I should, Lorna, but I just forget about it. This cup has been sitting here for weeks. And those paintbrushes are probably ruined. Oh. Linda, send me a message and I can send you a picture. If I'm being honest, I probably won't paint that. Just because we're kind of moving forward with summer and almost fall. We're going to do Christmas in July next month. I've got a ton of Christmas stuff ready for y'all. So we might do like a daily Christmas deal every day. I don't know. I haven't decided completely what we're going to do yet. All right. Dry that. Okay, hot water. I will try that, darling. Because I do like painting with my brushes. It's just, I'm so terrible about cleaning them. All right, put all this up, out of the way. We're gonna dry this. That looks good. We're gonna wipe this down. Let's chalk our this, and then we're gonna be, it's gonna be time to start putting this together. All right, so I'm going to use the floral dot pattern. I love this transfer. You can use any pattern transfer, or you could do it without the pattern, or you could even do polka dots, okay? It's whatever your personal preference is, but I love this pattern. I've seen so many different ways to use it, and I wish... He's doing okay, Lynn. He's still asleep right now. He's still sleeping. All right, so if you've been here this week, you know that I don't have vanilla. I ran out. I haven't ordered it yet. So we're going to attempt to make our own. I did find a new jar of Dune, which y'all know I couldn't find earlier this week, but I found some. So we're going to add a little bit of Dune to this jar of bright white and mix it and see if we can just make vanilla as close to vanilla as possible. So vanilla is an off-white. It's a really pretty chalk color, but your girl ran out and I haven't ordered any. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little tool. I'm going to add a little bit and we're going to mix it in. And I'm just going to try to create an off-white vanilla color. Put water in your cup. I do, Leona, but then it dries out because I forget to, clean them. So, Alex, I can never get my, Linda, you can send me an email. Do you know how to send, you can send emails. You've sent me an email before. Do you remember how to do that? If not, I can try to help you with that. All right, well, we don't want to put that in there. All right, we're just gonna add a little bit more, and we're just trying to make an off-white color. As close to vanilla as we can get it. I still have my Christmas tree up. Ooh, yay! Yes, we're gonna do lots of Christmas in July because most of y'all asked for it, not everybody. Okay, that's coming together. I'm gonna add a smidge more, and then we should be good. Okay, so don't be afraid if you don't have the color you need. Don't be afraid to mix. Now, typically what I do is I get like a little plastic, not a bowl, a plastic cup. There we go. A little plastic cup, and I mix in there, but I'm at the bottom of my bright white, and I need a little bit of vanilla in my life. So I think that looks pretty good. It may not be exactly vanilla, but it's good enough. Okay, let's compare it to the bright white. Okay, so this is bright white. Oh yeah, so do y'all see the difference? This is a little bit more off-white, which is what I wanted. Now I did mix a little bit of white in there. It's not the end of the world. My daughter probably helped me. Okay, I'll try to email you or send you a message after my live, Linda. I'll do my best to remember. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna close this up. Oops, and I got a little bit on here, which it's okay. Then I'm gonna fuzz this. I'm not gonna wax because I use this transfer quite a bit. But if it's a newer transfer, I recommend waxing. Do you see how my transfer is not sticking super well to the towel? That's because I've used it. So over time, the adhesiveness does kind of lighten and wear off, which is fine. But if you're pulling out a brand new transfer, you definitely want to wax your surface. And then we are going to lay this right on top, like so. Push down, and here we go. So this is the floral dot pattern. Ooh, I got a question for y'all. We're having Thrifty Thursday sale tonight in my VIP group at 5:30 p.m. Would y'all be interested in a pattern sale? So I have a ton of patterns. I'm thinking a pattern sale would be good that you could use with cutouts. What do y'all think about that? And we'll also have cutouts and stuff for sale. But what do y'all think about a pattern sale over there? All right, let's lift. Thank you for sharing. Look how pretty. I love that pattern so much. It's just perfection. I would like that. Love it. Okay. All right, let's clean this really quickly. And then let's start gluing all of our stuff. Okay, a little bit of water. Move that before I get it everywhere. Yes, okay, cool. And like I have like old patterns, like patterns from like 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, that I've never been able to use on a live because I don't like to use the retired stuff, but I've got so much of it. 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time in my VIP group. So you've got to be in my VIP group to shop the sale. We'll have transfers. We'll have some pattern transfers on sale. And then we'll do, you know, my extra cutouts that I have. So discounted cutouts of all different seasons and holidays and all of that. Just so I can offload what's in my office. So I've got so much stuff. All right, let's dry. And then we are going to, I just realized I don't have my makeup sponge to do my distressing. We're gonna use finger daubers. We're gonna make it work, y'all. All right, so let me pull out my finger daubers. Okay, and then I'm gonna start pulling my distressing crayons. So we're gonna go in with a banded coral. So the way that I learned this is if you take a makeup sponge, which I'm out, I'm gonna pivot and use a finger dauber. And if you apply with the distressing crayon, if you apply this on there, it makes it a lot easier to distress. So we're gonna start with our letters. Oh yeah. And I'm just going to do the tops and the bottoms. It's a little bit more. My husband will have to get dinner time. How funny. No, I can't edit the file, unfortunately. I don't design files. There's not a way for me to continue the lines right there, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, no, I can't. You're welcome, Brenda. I'm always happy to help you. And by the way, Brenda, I got your daisies cut again. I'll ship them out today. So just a little bit on the top and bottom. And let's start gluing this. So I'm going to use my Stick Fast glue. Oh, that says sweet. You know, it'd be helpful if I could read. Okay, a little bit here. And I'll show you what the distressing looks like here in just a second, if you can't tell. Oh yeah, you can tell on the screen. Oh my gosh, I love this. All right, so then let's pull out sweet. Throw that away. And do the same thing. A little bit of that on the dauber. And I get my distress crayons from Amazon. And if I'm being honest, I've said this before, if you're new here, or if you've been around, you know I feel this way. I like these so much better than the Distress Oxide, the inks that I use. I just find it to be a little bit more forgiving and easier to distress. That's just my personal opinion. All right, so there's the Sweet Summer. It's a little bit of glue where I can get it. Okay. What do y'all think? I think that looks so good. Now, if the background is too busy for you, what you could do if you like the idea of the pattern is you could chalk it in a similar color to your background. So like obviously I did a green. I could do pesto, like chalk it in pesto on top, and it'll be a little bit more subtle and not so bam in your face. Yes, these are so fun. This is another interchangeable that I've done. And y'all went nuts over that one. Okay, so let's put this in here. So first one is done. Then let's go to this. So we're going to distress these really quickly. All of our watermelons and our popsicle. And this is just going to add a little bit of pizzazz. And the distressing is obviously optional. You don't have to do this step if it's not your cup of tea. Okay, there's that one. Thanks, Karen. Next one. There's that one, and then we're going to do the popsicle. That looks good. I'm looking at my watermelon back there to figure out what color I use to distress the green. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to glue my popsicle. Glue this down. And then we're going to glue this guy down. Okay. Okay. That looks good. And then I need to glue the rind down first on the center one. So this one I'm going to use, this color is called Mowed Lawn. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. Just distressing this. I'm going to distress the center, the inside of it. All right, pull this out. Okay, I'm going to glue this part down. Like so. And it fits snug in there. There we go. Leave that down. And then we're going to glue our watermelon in the center. There we go. It's coming together, y'all. It's coming together. All right, and I'm going to glue this. Distress what? I only did that. It's supposed to look like the highlight on the jar. That's why. So like it's supposed to, I don't know, look like the highlight on the jar. It's not my favorite thing. Distress the bite. Okay. All right, then we have these. These are going to go on the popsicle. Now, these could have done, I feel like I should have done those in buttermilk, but it's okay. I kind of wish I would have painted those in the buttermilk. Should we switch it real fast? Hi, Laura. They are. They sure are. Alex's head. So excited. Yay! Well, please post a picture in the VIP group. I would love to see it. Love, love, love to see it. What do y'all think? Should we change these to this light yellow color? Oh, I love that. Ugh. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I think I'm gonna have to change it. All right. I'm gonna distress in a little bit of light brown. Not adding a ton of this light brown or this brown. Just a little bit. Brush over them with the light buttermilk. I'm hurrying, y'all. I appreciate y'all being here, hanging out. Yes, change. Okay. All right, there's that. Let me paint these really quickly. Fine or light buttermilk. Okay, we're gonna change them. I'm hoping that I'm just wiping off the Distress crayon on here. I'm hoping that it'll look okay. All right. Last minute change. But y'all, we're almost done. So hit the heart button for me. Comment the word window. These cutouts are all 25% off until midnight. So if you want to grab these, you can grab, like if you grab the base and an insert, you save like over like I think $10 or $12. But I have several of my inserts on the website. I'm going to work on adding the Halloween one after my live. Because I know a lot of y'all said that y'all like the Halloween stuff. So go grab them. They'll be 25% off until midnight. Yeah, I like light buttermilk. Quick change. And then we just have to add all of our other stuff. And then we are about done. Now, if you didn't get the message or whatever happened, if you look at the pinned comment at the bottom, there are a couple links in there for you. Make sure you join my broadcast channel. That way you stay up to date of when I'm live and different sales and deals and stuff like that. Because I do post in there. I try not to overwhelm y'all and send out a bunch of messages every day. I really try to just send out what's necessary. And then the last link in the pinned comment is the link to my website that has all of these on there. There's no code needed to get the discount. It's automatically applied. So there's that. I'm going to use the back of this. Throw this back into the jar. All right. Let's pull this back out. We'll let those dry. And then let's start gluing. Yes. I am doing a sale on Sunday. Yes, ma'am. I sure will. We're getting back to the groove of things. Back to our regular schedule. Can you get a stand? A stand for what? I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'll have my Thrifty Thursday sale in my VIP group tonight. But then, which is where you can get like some discounted stuff. And then we'll have brand new cutouts and stuff on Sunday. All right, we're going to glue the little ant right there. Okay, and then we are just going to distress. Hi, Holly. Holly, I think you've been here. Hi, Tammy. And we're just going to glue these little hearts on here, but I'm distressing these with some white ink first. but the sale tonight will be in my private group. So you do have to be in there in order to shop that sale. It will not be on this page. Okay, a little bit there. All right, and I'm just going to distress these on the piece. I don't have, what piece? I don't know what the piece is, Lorna. I don't know what piece you're referring to. You can send me a picture if that's easier. But I don't know what the piece is. All right, a little bit here. There we go, y'all. Look at this. All right, we're going to distress our birds. And then we'll go through and we'll add the color beacon all of that here in a second. Okay. But we are pretty much done. We're just going to do our last little finishing touches. And we got this one, the one where you're doing. The stand for this is the window. Does that make sense? I don't have a separate stand for it. You can send me a message and we can figure it out. I'm a little confused. Thanks, Melinda. All right, that there. Let me distress these popsicles, these highlights of the popsicle. 1, 2. Then you would just have to buy like an easel for it, Lorna. I'm not going to make like a separate stand for it. But you could buy like an easel. That would work. A leaning easel or a regular easel. All right. Does that make sense? Pull this out. Let's add our... I want more of a muted yellow. I don't really have one. Oh, we have one right here. That's like highlighter. Whoa. Ew. We don't want highlighter. All right. There's that. I want the beaks orange. You can make them yellow if you want. I like orange. This is where the paint markers come in handy. All right, that to the side. Let's glue these down. And like I said, if the window isn't your style, I do have like a breadboard, like cutting board, kind of like for my truck inserts, that is very similar. So the window's not your thing. There is a picture of the breadboard on the website for you if that is more your style. And that is also 25% off. Okay, we're gonna put a bird here and a bird here, but I need that to dry. Let me distress this a little bit. Okay, where'd my glue go? Fell down. Flower there. That orange did not cover very well. So we'll do another coat. That looks good. Yeah, I added that today. So you can grab that if you choose. All right, we're gonna put a little bit of glue here for the bird. Okay, and then I'm gonna pull out my white, and we are about done, y'all. So hit that heart button, comment the word window. And I'm going to go through, I'm going to add my dots real quick. And my lines. Just give me a second. Just a second to concentrate. And then there we go. A little bit on the bird, a little bit here, all right. I think that looks good. All right, we're done. Let me hit this with the dryer and then we'll put it in our window, okay? So like I was saying, this is not 45, this is 25% off. Ah! So there's that piece. And we'll throw this in. Go. Nope. There's like a small little, there we go. I can see it now. There. There it is. What do y'all think? So you could add like a little bow, you could add like a little hanger up here if you wanted to, or you could paint it however you wanted to. I think this turned out pretty dang cute. Like I said, everything is 25% off. So I have two bases. I have the window and then I have the breadboard. I have an America, the Sweet Summer, a Farmhouse, a Home Sweet Home, a Spring, 2 Easter, Rise and Grind, and Sweet as Honey. You can all grab those for the 25% off. And I'm going to add a Halloween one today. Oh, I just left be that. But what do y'all think? Pretty dang cute, and you can switch it out. So this is about, it's 9 inches wide by like a little less than 12 inches tall. The breadboard is 9 inches wide, but it's about 14 inches tall. So it's a little bit bigger, but there it is. Turned out pretty stinking cute. So go grab this. I'm going to drop the link in the comments for y'all to go grab these while they're 25% off until midnight. And then we probably will do another insert on Saturday for Swap Out Saturday. So, all right, y'all, let's pick a winner. Comment the word. Let's do, comment the word. Comment the word white. Comment the word white. And we'll pick one winner. We'll do the 10th person to comment that word. But if you want the link to this, comment the word window, or it's also in the pinned comment for you. So comment the word white. We're doing the 10th person. Brenda was 1. Brenda Cassidy was 1. Brenda Spangler was 2. Sandy was 3. Robbie was 4. Holly was 5. Angie was 6. We're looking for number 10. Karen was 7. Lynn was 8. Melinda was 9. Miss Chris Dion, you were number 10, so you are our 3rd winner today. So congratulations, Miss Chris. You will get some Happy Meal from me. Go grab these while they're 25% off, and I will see all of you later today in the VIP group for Throwback Thursday, and you'll definitely see me tomorrow for our Plinko game night over in the VIP group, okay? All right, y'all, have a great rest of your day, and I will see y'all later today. Bye, y'all.